Hey, Patriots, I hope you're doing good. You're doing great from whatever corner of the country that you're watching Celeb Corner K. Today, I want to take you back to a certain discovery that was made in the year 2012. A British oil company called Tullow published that it had discovered that there was crude oil in Turkana County. Have you heard that? Crude oil in Turkana County. The blocks that had crude oil were named Ngamia 1, Ngamia 2, and Ngamia 3. Those were the places that had crude oil in Turkana County. Generally, the Republic of Kenya knows Turkana County as a place that is dry. People there die of hunger. People there die of lack of water. People there die due to conflict amongst the Turkana and the Samburu and Pokot people. That is what people know Turkana with. But Turkana is a very lovely county and an epitome of tourist attractions in Turkana County. Why am I saying this? Myself, as the reporter of this channel, Celeb Corner KE, I was born and raised, not born and raised, I was raised in Turkana County. I went to Turkana County for studies since class 5 to finishing my high school. So allow me to take you to what really happened to the crude oil that was discovered in Turkana County. And I shall read to you an article that was published back in the year 2012. In 2012, Tullow Oil PLC, a UK-based multinational oil and gas production company, discovered oil in Turkana County. The Turkana region has since then experienced changes economically and socially, which was just a certain publication which, in whatever we might say, this one did not at any way change the lives of the people in Turkana County. Should I remind you that when this oil was discovered, or this crude oil was discovered, Mzee Mwai Kibaki was the president of the Republic of Kenya. Being the honest man that Kibaki was, he never at any point decided to hide the information or to take that oil and make it his own property. We all know what happens in our republic. Once certain minerals are discovered in certain areas, it's kept private, and the president and people around him and the people in government go ahead to buy those areas that the minerals are found, and then they start extraction or mining of those minerals. Then they go ahead to sell the minerals and benefit from the minerals themselves. But when Tullow discovered the Turkana said oil, they went ahead to make it known to the president. When the president got wind of the information, Mr. Mwai Kibaki, remember in 2012 we were on the verge of elections. There was a campaign that was going on. We had the TNA and the URP. TNA led by Ngina Kenyatta and the URP led by William Samoei Ruto. These were the strongest candidates together with Raila Odinga of ODM. But URP and TNA came together and formed the Jubilee Coalition. Are we together? Then is when President Mwai Kibaki was finishing his term as the president of the Republic of Kenya and going home. There is somewhere I'm going with this information. This oil, do you know it became the genesis of the fight between Ngina Kenyatta and William Ruto? Reason being, sit down, relax, and enjoy the show. Now, discovery of oil in Turkana County in Kenya brought to the forefront the plight of the Turkana people, a marginalized pastoralist group in semi-arid northwestern Kenya. Oil discovery ignited considerable newfound interest in the neglected region by non-local Kenyan and foreign factors. Specifically, we used the resources CARS framework to examine major drivers, impacts, and local perceptions of resource-based conflicts generally, and impacts of added vulnerabilities, risks, and opportunities introduced by that discovery and development of oil in Turkana County. Now, our preliminary observations indicated that Turkana, on top of pre-existing and increasingly militarized intraethnic and cross-border conflicts primarily driven by competition over scarce pasture and water resources, are likely to face the dreaded oil cause that brought untold devastation in the livelihood of communities elsewhere in Africa. Nisikize. I will go to the point right now. I won't beat around the bush. When this oil was, when President Mwai Kibaki made it public and they had a contract between the Kenyan government and Tullow Company, the UK-based company that discovered the oil, the company was to drill the oil, and then 10% of the money that comes out of the crude oil was supposed to be directed to where? To the people of Turkana County, to develop Turkana County. Tullow Company was supposed to benefit with 30%. Are you getting me? Was supposed to benefit with 30%. The government of Kenya was supposed to take in about 50%. The other was supposed to go to private investors. That is what Kibaki said. And private investors, I mean those people that would fund the extraction of the oil. Now, come year 2013, Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto have won the election. They are now the president and deputy president. The land in Turkana where the oil was discovered, it's a vast land, a land that has no owner. Why am I saying this? In Turkana, there are vast lands that are left because they are dry. And you know, oil is found in the desert. So those lands are given to the people of Turkana to continue grazing their animals there. Tunaelewana? And people, you can go in Turkana in certain forests and set up your homestead there and stay there. That's what happens in Turkana. In the marginalized part of Turkana, mahali ambapo hakuna mimea, hakuna watu wanaishi huko. It's a forest, a desert where the Ngamia 1 and Ngamia 2 and Ngamia 3 were found. Huko mahali mafuta ilipatikana. But when Uhuru Kenyatta came in government, in the year 2015, a title deed was drafted. And the title deed said that Mama Ngina Kenyatta, the mother to President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, was the landowner of the place where that discovery was made. Tumesikizana vizuri? Tumesikizana? Tumeelewana vizuri? Mama Ngina Kenyatta was the landowner. Tunabebangwa ujinga sana. Uhuru Muigai drafted a certain title deed which gave Mama Ngina Kenyatta the ownership of Ngamia 1, Ngamia 2, and Ngamia 3. And that is when the Kenyatta family, together with the government, started interfering with the oil extraction under Tullow Company. So kampuni ya Tullow ambayo ndio ilikuwa ikichimba yale mafuta ikaanza kupata vizuizi kutokea kwa serikali. Yet wakati mzee Mwai Kibaki alikuwa kwa serikali, they had no any restrictions za kuweza kuwazuia kudrill yale mafuta. So when Uhuru Kenyatta came in government, wakajipata wako at a crossroad. And that is why during the Uhuru Kenyatta regime, the Tullow Company walked out. Kwa sababu hata shares wao walikuwa tena pesa yenye wanapaswa kuget pale, it's 10% or 20%. The other one goes to the Kenyatta family. Do you know how many barrels of crude oil were estimated to be found in Turkana County? 3 billion barrels of crude oil were and the estimation of the oil that was supposed to be extracted in Ngamia 1, Ngamia 2, and Ngamia 3. Tunaelewana? Easy extraction haya mafuta, if you estimate the amount of money that should have come from this nini na hii pesa ikuwe pumped into the government of the Republic of Kenya, you should estimate it to be about 2 to 3 trillion Kenyan shillings. Sijui tunaelewana? 3 to what? 2 to 3 trillion Kenyan shillings. But kwa sababu mtu aliamua tu hii shamba ni ya mama yangu, mimi amuta extract mafuta kwa shamba ya mama yangu. That is how, and I mean that is how the Turkana oil discovery became a tale of the past to the people of the Republic of Kenya. Sisi, in 2012 we had the hope. As a country we were very happy that mafuta imekugundulika nchini Kenya. But that did not happen. Now, in 2023, was it in 2023? After Ruto took over, a lot of stories were said about this oil extraction. Now, at the current crude oil price, 75.5 Kenyan shillings, US dollars, that is the money. Yo, I estimated it wrong. Do you know how much money is supposed to come out of those the barrels za mafuta ambayo yalipatikana kule Turkana County? In US dollars, it is estimated to be about 215 billion US dollars. In Kenyan shillings, when you convert that money, it's equal to 23.66 trillion. Tunaelewana? That is just an estimation. And that's why the Kenyatta family will always remain at the top. So, hii mafuta ya Turkana ilidisapianga hivyo. Walisema ili mafuta ya mama. Yet Kibaki did not see that opportunity ndiye atuibie nayo yeye. Alituachia mafuta. Akasema, the oil belongs to the people of the Republic of Kenya. Let me tell you, if that oil was supposed to be given to us as a country na ikuwe hakuna any third parties ambazo zinahusika, then this country should be one of the richest country in Africa. Tunaelewana? Without corruption or anything, this country should be the richest country in Africa. I want to read to you an article that was published on May 30th, 2023 during the President William Ruto's regime. I think the biggest blow project Oil Kenya, the discovery in 2021 of oil deposit in Turkana County has suffered so far, is the recent withdrawal of 2 of the joint venture partners, Canadian firm Africa Oil and the French oil major Total Energies have quit, leaving Tullow Oil as the monopoly in the core product. Africa Oil is exiting to focus on production and high potential exploration elsewhere. The oil find was received with enthusiasm in anticipation of Kenyan becoming a global leader in petroleum exports. But now many Kenyans are left wondering about the truth behind these valuable resources. While the government has been quick to tout the potential benefits of oil extraction, including increased revenue and job creation, unanswered questions about the potential risks and costs involved aboard. One of the most pressing concerns is that the global petroleum market dealers are no longer interested in Kenyan's oil. Don't we have a conducive environment for the petroleum industry? According to Tullow, though the oil is adequate for commercial ventures, but is that the case on the ground, or did these erstwhile partners stumble upon information that contradicted low quality oil? There's a growing worry that the oil we have is of low quality and viable to venture into the lucrative market. I think the government owns the people of Kenya an explanation on the Turkana oil ventures since they have a right to know everything about it. Questions about the economic benefit of the oil board. And while the government has promised that oil revenues will be used to fund vital development projects, there is no guarantee that this money will be used effectively or transparently. There are also worries that foreign oil companies will take advantage of Kenyans' inexperience in the oil industry, negotiating deals that are not in the best interest of the citizen. Given the gravity of these concerns, it is critical that the government adequately addresses them. It should commission an independent study to assess the environmental and social impact of oil extraction. The results of this study should be made public with the government using them to inform its decision on oil. Now, furthermore, the government should commit to transparency and accountability in the oil sector. This could include requiring oil companies to disclose their revenue streams, ensuring that local communities have a say in negotiations, and establishing an independent body to oversee oil operations and ensure they are conducted in the environmental responsible manner. The truth about Turkana oil is complex and nuanced. While there are potential benefits to oil extraction, there are also significant risks. It is time the government come clean on these risks and worked with Kenyans to ensure that oil extraction is done responsibly and transparently. Not only can we ensure that the benefit of Turkana oil are truly realized and our natural resources are preserved for the future generation. That is an article that was made in mm, in 2023, but ukweli ni kwamba huu ni wizi wa kimababu ambao ulifanyika chini ya Rais Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. And when Ruto discovered that he won't get a share of the oil, hapo ndio vita ilitokea. Yayo kwa sasa mimi nazamia hapo na kuuliza maoni yako ni yapi pia kulingana na kisa chote kizima cha the Turkana crude oil being added over to Mama Ngina Kenyatta. Wadau, your comment in the comment section. See you in the next video. Remember, this is Celeb Gonna K.